DNA structure for the lion unit. We have the DNA that it forms double helix. Probably you recall it from your elementary school, middle school level. The building blocks of the nucleic acid for the DNA is called nucleotide. In DNA, we have 4 nucleotides. Now let's see the nucleotides. They contain a pentose structure, sugar. They contain a green structure and a blue structure, all 4 of them. The only difference between the 4 is the blue structure. These are the 4 different nucleotides, and the green stands for the phosphate group, or phosphate for the molecule. The red stands for deoxyribose, the sugar molecule, and the blue stands for the nitrogenous bases. There are 4 different nitrogenous bases. The first one is the adenine, A for adenine, T for thymine, C for cytosine, and G for guanine. Now the structure of the DNA molecule, one of them is the ladder, we call the ladder form. Right after each other, they are the nucleotides, and they are connected by chemical bonds, and within that section is the chemical bonds are covalent bonds. The other strand is opposite in direction, and they are connected with covalent bonds in that strand, and the strands are following base pair rules. You see the adenine is always against the thymine, and the guanine is facing the cytosine. The percent of the adenine is the same as the percent of the thymine in the nucleic acid segment, as well as the percent of guanine is the same amount as the cytosine in a segment. Now the 2 strands are connected to each other by weak bonds. They are called the hydrogen bonds. We will get back to that later. Now the double helix molecule, how it looks like. The ladder form gets a twist, so it turns into double helix. The black line represents the sugar phosphate, the phosphate sugar backbone, and the orange lines are the nucleotides, the nitrogenous bases of the nucleotides. Now get into the cell. This is the lion cell. It has the nucleus, and in the nucleus we have 38 linear DNA molecules. This is a body cell. It's a little bit different in the sex cells. In the egg and the sperm, it's only 19 DNA molecules. In the lions, the body cells contain 38 chromosomes, and in every single body cell's nucleus, there are 2.4 billion base pairs. To compare to humans, for perspective, the body cells have 46 chromosomes, and they have 3 billion base pairs in each nucleus. That's a lot. Now, in the nucleus we are still, and we have the 1 strand of the DNA with the nitrogenous bases. I just came up with a random nitrogenous base, but the complementary pair, the other part of the double helix, has matching nucleotides. So you see that on the drawing. This is the code, and the code in the DNA codes for a protein. The protein it's extremely important in the cells. It can serve as a hormone or a pigment or an enzyme. It can serve also as a transporter to let in and out chemicals into the cell and out of the cell. It can serve as a structural protein, for example, the hair, for hair, as well as it can carry oxygen in our red blood cells in the form of high hemoglobin, and it serves also antibody against infection to help the immune system. We are still in the nucleus, and if a change in the code, in the DNA code sequence, it can change the structure of a protein that it codes for, and the structure of the protein can change the function of the protein. So a structural change can lead to a functional change, and that is sometimes not really good. Why do we have a change? That's really our question. It is due to mutation. Why do we have the mutation? What causes mutation? Well, some chemicals can cause mutation, and they are called mutagens. Mutation can be due to UV light, as well as it can happen by chance due to an error in the DNA during DNA synthesis. And that's the end. Thank you.